Hi guys, welcome back to the House of Hughes. Today's vlog seriously started out so exciting. Jessica just fed Beckham, and a lot of you guys know like oral feeds have been a very big thing that we've been tackling for years now with Beckham. He is primarily fed through a G-tube. He's my 4-year-old with cerebral palsy, and his oral feeds have just improved and improved so much. But he definitely has a comfort zone with who he lets orally feed him. So obviously teaching Jessica, although Beckham has known her for his entire life, it was definitely an adjustment for Beckham to be able to be fed by a whole new person. He showed so much improvement today, so I have to show you guys how well he ate with our nanny, Jessica, who is also his aunt. Okay, you guys, Jessica is here feeding Beckham, and I have to show you guys how well he's doing. First of all, he's almost finished the entire packet, but just look at his demeanor with her. It is difficult for Beckham to get used to another individual giving him oral feeds. Jessica's obviously so patient, and Beckham is in love with Jessica and has known her his entire life. But just seeing him be able to eat orally so well with her after only a couple weeks really of her feeding him orally is amazing. She's doing such a great job, Jess. You're killing it. It is difficult to learn like exactly how to honor his cues because they can be different day to day. But as you guys can tell, we're just keeping it a positive experience, which is always going to be the most important thing. And he's doing such a great job. Look at him reach for that spoon. We're still working on the hand-eye coordination of him being able to pull the spoon into his mouth. But as you guys can tell, she just lets the spoon kind of sit in front of him. So whenever he's ready to take it, he can, and she waits for that oral cue from him. Before this, I was actually talking to her and he literally leaned all the way forward and took the bite like right out of the spoon without her hand moving. It was so cute. I wish I would have caught it on film, but I just had to show you guys how great he's doing. I know, mommy's distracting him and he's probably like almost full because he's had the whole thing. But it's so sweet how talkative he is. He's so happy.
So yummy.
Good job, baby. Hi, I know. He's like, Mom, get out of here. Okay, I'll go. You keep eating. Okay, you guys, isn't that absolutely incredible? I am honestly so impressed by him, and he surprises me every day. But it is just so cool when I see these milestones. And of course, it's always so fun to share those with you guys. So I am actually just about to leave. Hunter and I have a couples therapy session today. You guys know that Hunter and I are like massive advocates for therapy, especially couples therapy. I'm a little bit nervous because I personally have a lot to talk about today, but I definitely want Hunter with me. I didn't want to do an individual session. I've just found that it connects us so much to even experience each other's individual sessions when it's appropriate. Of course, I do think individual sessions like completely alone are important as well, but I'm excited, a little bit nervous. I'm actually headed to pick up my mom because her car is in the shop, but she's watching our kids for us after our nanny leaves. So I'm gonna go grab her really quick. I don't know if I've shown you guys Chloe's new haircut, but she basically got shaved and her eyes look so big and beautiful. I think she is so cute with shorter hair. I mean, obviously she's cute no matter what, but look at her. She's such a little love, huh? It is actually the next day, and I wanted to quickly chat with you guys about something that has really just been on my mind lately. I'm about to head to the gym, but I was like, you know what? I really want to talk about this just while the emotions are fresh. One of our good friends just had a gender reveal, and it sparked a conversation between Hunter and I that I don't think we've ever really talked to you guys about when it comes to the comparison of our individual children. So obviously we have Beckham, who's 4.5, diagnosed with cerebral palsy. Then we have Blakely, who was born premature, but fortunately did not suffer any injuries at her birth. So she is neurotypical. Before we had Blakely and we only had Beckham, we obviously already knew that he had been diagnosed with cerebral palsy. And I maybe shouldn't say obvious because he was actually diagnosed at 6 months. Then we found out we were pregnant with Blakely at 7 months. So it was very quick. However, in my heart, I really wanted my second child to just be the opposite gender of my first child. I think that's really common and really normal. But of course, like my primary goal was to have a healthy baby. It had nothing to do with happiness long term, simply just wanting to be able to experience raising both genders. It is so interesting because at the time, I don't think I realized how much more emotionally painful having another boy would have been. Now, Now, this is just my assumption and my experience, my emotions to the fullest extent that I can experience them, because I know there are so many families, obviously, that have a disabled child and then have other children of that same gender. So I don't know their experience, and I'm sure that this is not the case for them, is my assumption. So I don't know their experience, but just speaking from my own experience, as we have raised Beckham and Blakely, it is so much easier for Hunter and I not to compare Beckham and Blakely because Blakely is female and Beckham is male. And I don't know why that creates such a divide between the two of them, but a lot of times, like when Blakely's doing certain things, I'm like, oh, that's just like a typical toddler girl. And I really feel like it's impossible to imagine Beckham as Blakely because they're biologically different, if that makes sense. So even though I do think that we still have struggled in certain areas with comparison, in terms of like, of course we wish when Blakely took her first steps that Beckham was also able to walk, simple things like that. I feel like it has protected me to an extent I couldn't even comprehend at the time before finding out what gender I had. It has protected me so much to have different genders. And I don't think I've ever really gone into depth about that with you guys because it is a sensitive topic, and sometimes when you talk about things like that, it can be taken in the wrong way. And of course, my intention is simply just to share the very unique experiences and very unique emotional reactions that I have as a mother with a disabled toddler who loves both of my children to the fullest extent, who loves both of my children perfectly equivalent, but has a literal different experience, like a completely different life with both of my kids. And I know that every parent has to parent their own children differently because every child is different. But of course, when you have a neurotypical child and a disabled child, that's going to look an even bigger contrast. So as Hunter and I were talking about this gender reveal, you know, we just kind of dove into how grateful we are that Beckham is a boy and Blakely is a girl, and then that really has separated the two of them emotionally for us. And it was just a way that the universe protected us. And you know, I think if Blakely had been a boy, we wouldn't feel the comparison as deep as I envision. But I really like to look for the good and look for the blessings that come from God, from the universe. I really love looking at every single simple thing that I can be grateful for. And I feel like the genders of my children are one of those things, specifically when it comes to emotional parenting and emotional comparison through their young years. But I just really felt impressed to share that with you guys. And I'm super curious, if you're a parent with a disabled child, I would love to know your viewpoint on your family, your viewpoint on your children, just kind of the emotions that you've gone through with your kids, because I think it's so interesting. Everyone has such a different experience. So I would love to hear from you. If you have experienced this, please comment down below and share it. I think it'd be an amazing way for all of us to connect. But I'm gonna go ahead and hit the gym. I'm gonna be starting a new vlog today. It's gonna be really fun. So I'm gonna go ahead and close out this one. But I love you guys so much. I want to remind you to be brave like Beckham, and I will catch you in our next video. Bye.